And dementia, there's over 200 subcategories of that. So it's certainly there's many different layers, and even within Lewy body, just like cancer, someone can
Hmm.
have a long bout with breast cancer, or it could be short. With my mom, we missed the signs. In hindsight, she had it probably 6 or 7 years,
Okay.
and we reasoned away, and she hid it well. But at the end, there was a point where she couldn't hide it anymore. That's when, again, it was in March and it was start of the pandemic. We're in the hospital together. She could not hide it. And, this still breaks my heart. At the time, she was also getting transfusions. She had leukemia. She had, stage 4 cancer. So we made a tough decision of stopping those treatments.
Mm.
And that wasn't easy. Now it wasn't like she was going to live another 4 or 5 years with, beyond that. She really was probably in the 6 month range. But stopping the treatment helped expedite that. And my mom wasn't there anymore. She wasn't, you know, sh we weren't sitting back and having few moments of reminiscing about good times or holding hands or, thinking she wasn't there anymore. And so it was a tough decision. But typically in a Lewy body scenario, and again, I'm not a doctor, so if what I've read and my understanding, it could be anywhere from 1 to 10 years. And again, there could be outliers on longer
Yeah.
than that. But it's, for her, we really her hallucinations were just consistent at that point, but it was the stopping of the medication that really helped move that process along, which was, it was awful. It was not a great choice. I feel for everybody during the pandemic that couldn't see their loved ones. We were fortunate. It was right at the cusp. And she died fairly early on into that process. She died on the 20th. So it
Okay.
wasn't long. So we had the opportunity to be with her at the end. But it breaks my heart. And honestly, I swear if it happened even a day later, we just wouldn't have been able to because regulations continue to change. And it was so heartbreaking to think of all those people who weren't there, who couldn't have been there and didn't have that opportunity. It wasn't because I was, it just happened to be the circumstances of where we're at. But boy, it breaks my heart to think if we couldn't have been there and then the folks that were faced with that choice.